Why are developers still throwing thousands at huge creators who don't even care about their game, while ignoring smaller creators who could actually build a community around it? On today's episode of Stream MacGyver, let's dig into what developers seriously need to stop doing when working with creators, and why this approach hurts both sides. And creators, make sure to stick around because I'm sharing how you can stand up for yourself and actually win in these partnerships too. And just so you know where I'm coming from, I've been on both sides. I've worked as a creator and I've worked on campaigns with devs and publishers. I've seen what works and I've seen what fails. So let's find out how we can all win. Now let's get to it. So let's kick off with the biggest issue. Devs and publishers only targeting big creators. The logic is all based on this. They've got the reach, so it must be worth it. I totally get it. You've got a budget and you want safe bets. But here's the thing. Reach doesn't always mean return. In the gaming world, influencer marketing is exploding, but brands are learning the hard way that bigger isn't always better. I've seen campaigns where devs drop half their budget on mega creators, only for their game to get half-hearted 30-second mentions in a 20-minute video. Sometimes the creator even throws shade at the game mid-promo. Meanwhile, smaller creators, the ones with 1,000 to 50,000 followers, are out here grinding. They're making full tutorials, setting up Discord communities, and actually caring about the games they play. They're not just selling a game, they're building your fandom. And here's a wild stat. Smaller gaming creators often see 4 to 7% engagement, which is well above the 1 to 3% average across most industries, with engagement driven by authenticity, not just reach. When a creator's community trusts them, their word carries more weight than a random shout out from someone huge. And if we're talking business, smaller creators often deliver higher ROI. You actually spend less and you usually get more lasting players because their communities stick around. Now let's talk about the work for exposure trap. It's 2025 and devs are still sliding into DMs with, "We can't pay you, but you'll get exposure." Look, exposure doesn't pay rent, and it doesn't upgrade your mic or camera. It doesn't even buy you a pizza after a long stream. I've had offers like, "We'll give you a game key and maybe a tweet from our official account." That's not payment. That's the bare minimum to even get someone to try your game. When 66% of brands say creator content outperforms traditional ads, why are devs still acting like creators should be grateful for breadcrumbs? And don't get me wrong, sometimes a trade makes sense. Early access, a real networking opportunity, or a shot at a long-term collab. But expecting unpaid promo as the default, that needs to end. See, here's what most devs miss. Ignoring smaller creators means missing out on real long-term advocates. See, the smartest studios are shifting to long-term partnerships. If you start with a small creator while your game is still in beta, you're building trust and loyalty. I know loads of creators who went from 5,000 followers to 500,000 followers, all while championing a single game, and that game's community grew with them. See, that kind of advocacy, you can't buy it with a one-off sponsorship. It comes from genuine connection and mutual growth. And I want to touch on something I see a lot in the indie scene. Some devs end up positioning themselves in a kind of woe is me way, as if a creator should feel guilty and jump in for free. But the reality is, we're all just individuals trying to carve out our place in this industry. If we approach it as equals and collaborate with respect, that is where the magic happens. That's how you create something truly special together. So let's get practical. Here's how developers can actually work with creators in a way that works for everyone. Step 1, find creators who actually fit your game's vibe. Don't just chase big numbers. Niche audiences almost always convert better. Step 2, build relationships early. Follow them, engage with their content, and offer beta access. Show you care about them, not just their reach. Step 3, offer real value. That could mean early info, Q&A time with your dev team, fair pay, or even just unique perks. Creators who feel respected make better content. Step 4, scale together. As your studio grows, keep supporting the creators who supported you early on. See, that builds loyalty and organic word of mouth. Step 5, make it a partnership, not just a transaction. When creators feel invested, the content they produce will be more authentic and more effective. And creators, this is your cue. Stop taking unpaid campaigns unless there is a clear, legit trade-off. Exposure isn't value. A free key isn't value. Your time, your community, your platform, they matter. Gaming content gets some of the highest engagement rates online. So that means you have leverage. Use it. Set your rates based on your real numbers. A good rule of thumb for streamers is that your average concurrent viewership roughly equals your hourly rate. So if you average around 40 viewers, you should be charging about $40 per hour for a sponsored stream. For comparison, YouTube creators are usually paid per video rather than per hour. Long-form videos often bring in $500, upwards of $2,000 for mid-sized channels, while shorts might earn a few dollars per 1,000 views, depending on obviously the engagement. So even though the formats differ, the principle is the same. Creators should get paid fairly relative to the value they bring. And keep in mind, this doesn't include commercial usage rights. Like if a brand wants to use your content on their socials, ads, or even TV commercials. Those are usually negotiated on a term or licensing basis and can vary widely, but they should be factored in to make sure your rates are consistent and fair compared to other campaigns. Keep in mind, if a dev can't afford to pay you, they probably can't afford to even market their game. Period. The more we set boundaries, the faster this free promo culture dies out. So let's wrap it up. Devs, stop throwing cash at big creators who don't care. Stop asking for free labor and start building real partnerships with smaller creators who actually want your game to succeed. And creators, stand up for yourself. Change only happens when we demand it. As I always say, you are your best advocate. And I want to put this out there as a challenge. If you're a developer, pick 3 small creators this month and actually build a relationship with them. Engage with their content, send them a beta key, start a real conversation. I promise you, you'll be completely surprised at the return. And for creators, what's your worst work for exposure story? Drop it in the comments because I want devs to see how common this problem really is. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos where we dive into more strategies and tutorials for content creators. Together, let's make this industry great. Thanks for watching. Later.